Have not made a gambling video in a while. This is Santos Jr., aka Soldier of Self-Mastery, philosopher of everyday victorious living. It is Wednesday, 2018. I'm in the trenches with you. Those of you, stay with me. This is going to be a very short micro speech video. It's about gambling. Let me ask a question. I'm going to ask myself here too, right? Okay, so you go into a casino, right? You go into a casino, you look around, the atmosphere stinks because it's full of smoke and alcohol. So you look around, you know, maybe you go to the first machine, you play a few dollars. Hey, maybe you win a few dollars, right? You get up, eventually the machine doesn't want to play anymore. Whatever, it may be cards, it may be throwing the dice, or it may be pulling the handle. What used to be pulling the handle, now it's pushing the button. So you look around, you know, you look at yourself and you think, I don't feel right here. But you ignore that thought. You got a few dollars, you know, you got some 20s in your pocket, some fresh 20s. Maybe you just got off of work. Maybe you collected from the IRS, or maybe you sold something, or you just got money somehow. You're just feeling good. You know, you're feeling real good. Next thing you know, you're at another machine, and who knows, hey, maybe you hit a jackpot, right? $400, $1,000, maybe you hit $2,000 jackpot. So you're sitting there, you know, you got your ticket, you got your money, you're looking around. Deep down inside, you're recognizing that it just doesn't feel the same. It just doesn't feel the same. You know, this is not home anymore. So you're kind of excited, you got some money in your pocket, right? Maybe you're sipping on some brew, I don't know, some alcohol, some wine. You're sucking on a cancer stick, right? You're breathing in all the secondhand. Now, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not here to judge anybody, because I've made plenty of mistakes. I've been here, and hopefully I will never be in this position again. Nobody's perfect. There's nobody perfect. Therefore, I'm not in a position to condemn anybody, but I want you, if you're watching this video on gambling, as I talk about gambling, this is my experience. This is what I kind of believe and what I see, what I mentally visualize, right? There's some very sad people in these casinos. I've been in casinos. I've stood back even after being broke or having a bunch of money in my pocket, winning, you know, hitting a so-called jackpot, which isn't really a winning, because you end up putting it back, or you've put so much money into those machines. You've paid their electric bill, you've paid their gas bill, you've probably paid some salaries in that place. Maybe they're under construction and you've actually helped them rebuild part of the new facility. Believe me, I've been there. After 30 plus years, I've been there. So you walk around from machine to machine. You don't leave, right? You hit a jackpot, or generally if you lose immediately, sometimes you're in there and you just lose immediately. You get hypnotized by the machines. That's what happens. When you go into a casino, you basically become hypnotized. Whether you realize it or not, you're hypnotized by the glare, by the sounds, by the people, because we are gregarious in nature, right? We like to be around other people. Sometimes we don't want to be around other people because we're just totally miserable. You don't leave. You hit a jackpot, you stay there. Next thing you know, you're going from machine to machine because you're getting more selfish. You're thinking, man, I'm on a winning streak. And what happens? What happens, man? You end up freaking losing all your money. You go from one machine to the next. Next thing you know, you go to the ATM, pull out another. You know, you've already lost whatever it was that you won. You've already lost whatever it is that you came in with. You go back to the ATM. Hopefully your ATM says that you've reached your limit for that day. But then there's the overdraft. I'm telling you, my friend, it makes me sick it makes me sick to think about this. But this is the scenario that we play out in these casinos. And then, of course, on some days you may win, right? You go home with a couple $100. You hit a jackpot, you lost a few, you leave. Just in time. You come back the next day to lose it all. And then you come back again and then you lose some more. And then maybe you might win, right? It's not a win. It's not a win. It's never a win, my friend. Why? Because we put back so much. We give up so much. We're giving up our time. We're using our car. We're spending gas. long nights. I remember this one lady that called me one time. She called me crying. She hit the side rails coming home from a late night gambling venture. Almost killed herself. And believe me, I've been there too, driving from Reno. Is it worth it? The sights, the smells, the so-called winnings, is it really worth it? You know, you may be thinking, Santos, this is a little bit of a different video. You're actually describing what goes on inside the casino exactly. I think that we need to really face things. We need to talk about things the way they are, right? I mean, I remember reading, I'm not sure if it was reading a blog or watching a video where this individual was talking about, you know, if you're stuck with something, face it. If you're having a problem in your life, if you need to deal, face it. Look at that thing. Talk about it. Involve yourself in it. And that's kind of like what I'm doing. I don't know, maybe this is an experimental video to see how many comments I get on it or what happens. But I'll tell you honestly, I have to remind myself every single day that I have overcome gambling. I must remind myself every single day. Just because that desire is gone doesn't mean that I couldn't step back into a casino in a low state of mind. Or, you know, you can get comfortable. You can get really comfortable, relax, think that you've got it all together, and a trigger, a very strong trigger hits you, a temptation. Something goes wrong with your day, and what happens? Your mind immediately goes right back to default, and you fall right into the trap of what you used to do. We have to fight. We have to fight. We're in the battle zone every single day. Every single day, my friend, we enter the battle zone, and we must practice getting stronger. We must practice fighting against those thoughts and those triggers, those temptations and those emotional feelings and situations that would cause us to escape, because the casino is an escape. You go from machine to machine. You look around, some people are just so sad. In fact, I've had people come and sit right next to me, like, you know, they're waiting for a handout basically because they've lost all their money and they're watching you win. You come by, you could pick up their vibe, you know, obviously they're looking for a handout. Honestly, it's a sickening feeling. It's not fun. It appears to be fun. But when it's all said and done, it's not. You leave defeated, you leave broken, you leave empty, your pocket's empty. You know, now you got to deal with reality, right? You took money from your bills, you took money from some other thing, you spent your work money, the wages that you've earned for the last 2 weeks that you've worked so hard for. Now you're sick, man. You don't want to get out of bed, you don't even want to leave your house, you're in deep depression. You're not eating well. In fact, you don't eat well in the casino either. Most of the time you go to the casino, you're eating junk. And then you're breathing in all that circulated air. Is it really worth it? Really, is it really worth it? Is it that much fun? When you really think about it, when you face it head on, right?